Okay, so now I want to just check some stuff with time zones because my students are in Myanmar and that's in a different time zone. I'm working in British summertime, so I just want to try some stuff out. Let's just see how it works. So if I type in new date, then it gives me the time in British summertime. Now I'm going to change my laptop so that I am on Myanmar time, so that's plus 7:30. I can't see it. There's Beijing. Where's my oh, only 6.5. Yangon. Okay, so let's pretend that I'm in Yangon, and I can see now it's 9 o'clock. It's nearly 10 o'clock at night. Boy, am I feeling tired. Let's try new date. Okay, and it tells me it is, instead of being 20 past 4, it is yeah, 10 to 10, and I've missed all my appointments today. Okay, so how does this work if I change the time zone? I think everything's just going to work fine. If I reload my app and work in Myanmar time, I'll get ANPR. Okay, and if I click on this guy here, it says, it tells me that he entered, and it's telling me this in, still telling me that's British summertime, but when it does the calculation of how many minutes, that's the same as it was before. So the only problem here is that I'm displaying the entry time in British summertime instead of local time. Okay, but I think we can fix that fairly easily. I can make it so this guy entered at 11:56 British summertime, and that was much longer ago in Myanmar time. So I can get this to display the time in local time, I think, fairly straightforwardly. So if I edit this, you can see here the thing I'm putting in time of entry, and I'm just putting that string in. But if I turn that into a date, so if I said the time of entry equals new date, and I put in that value, this one here, and paste. So if I make that text, instead of the direct reading, if I just put in insert time of entry, then I think that'll convert it into Myanmar time. Let me reload. Okay, let's get the data. Okay, and click on go. And it's saying the amount owed is £1. Doesn't seem right. Oh yes, no, the amount owed is £10 because I'm working £2 an hour. It's telling me the time that he entered in Myanmar time, and it's putting in length of stay that worked before and it still works. So now the entry time is in local time, which is Myanmar time, because I've just changed my computer to Myanmar time. So I think that's all going to work fine. The server is recording everything in British summertime. It actually would be better if it was doing it in GMT, but it doesn't matter. That time is that time, and it doesn't matter where the car park is. Everything should work out fine because the times have got time zones associated with them. This format here, you'll probably see something different because this is converting it into the local time, and that's really complicated. So there are various formats you can get out, and I'll show you where the documentation is. I'm not going to show you how to do it, but if I do JavaScript format format date, okay, so Stack Overflow is good, but the best place for this stuff is MDN. So the documentation here, this tells you all the things you can do in JavaScript to do with dates. It tells you about the Unix timestamp, number of milliseconds since 1st of January 1970. You thought I was making that up, but I wasn't. It's true. It tells you about number of milliseconds. It also tells you about this function here. It's called get locale time, I think. Get ISO string, that's quite a useful one. Get GMT string, that's quite a useful one. Get dates time string, I don't think that's so reasonable because it's kind of hard to predict what that's going to do. This one here, to local time string. This is ferociously complicated, and I'm not going to explain it to you. You're going to have to read it, okay, and figure out how to make it do stuff in your time zone, how to make it display the date and time the way you want it. You might want to go with EN minus US. There'll be a way to present the time in Myanmar, um, but I'm guessing that users of car parks aren't going to be used to the local way of representing dates and months, and it may well be that everyone is better off if you stick to a more international format. And the format I like, the format that I know they use in China, I think it makes a lot more sense. It goes like this. It goes 2019 minus '05 minus '09, and then the time right now would be 21:58. So that kind of format. Um, that's, I think, a really good format to use. You don't want to use American, so the American format would be '05 minus '09 minus 2019. So that's what they use in the States. No, not 50, '05. But that would mess you up in Europe because in Europe we do this. Okay, so these two formats, so this is what's used in Europe. There are variations. Sometimes there's a dash here, sometimes there's a slash, and sometimes there's something. But this is the format that you would expect in the UK or in Europe, and that can be confused with what they do in the US. I think both of those are crazy, and this is the right way to do it. All right, that I think is completely unambiguous. Everyone all around the world knows what you mean. It may not suit them, it may not be what they're used to, but no one is in danger of being confused by that. Right? Everyone can read this and everyone knows what this means, whereas this could either be the 5th of the ninth month or the ninth of the 5th month. So I would avoid both the US and the European format and go with this format. I call it the Chinese format. That's not true. As the first time I saw it was in China, and I think that's the right way to do it. Okay, but I don't want to. I don't want to tell you how to do these things. I want you to display the date and time in the way that you think is right. What's most important here is not the date; it's the time. It's the time that people want to know. So this person came in 6 o'clock in the morning, Myanmar time, and they're leaving right now. We are not displaying the time right now. The important thing is you show the time right now and the time they came in, so that they can see that the time of stay was different. I guess that's a side issue on time zones. I don't think you need to worry about it. The only thing you need to worry about is how you display it. If I'm running your program, then I should see it in my local time zone. Okay, it's not terribly important. The time should work out because we've got time zones attached to the data that's coming backwards and forwards. Okay, so don't worry too much about time zones.